Hey everybody, it's Scott, Simcoe Spring Service, and today we're going to be talking about lift blocks for camper trailers. So about a year ago we launched our 1-inch lift blocks, and they work on all trailers that have 1 3/4 inch wide leaf springs. So that's pretty much your most standard size. Now I never made a video on it because we needed to get a batch out like immediately, so we just made them, and now it's been a year and we've sold them all, so we're going to do another batch. So today we're going to go along and we're going to show you exactly how we make our 1-inch lift blocks here. The process has been super simplified, so we can actually manufacture them in mass. So if you need just the blocks, you can get just blocks. If you want, we actually sell them in a kit format as well, and it comes with all the U-bolts that you need, nuts, washers, and everything. I prefer to sell them in the kit format because it's just easier for everybody. So if you have a single axle, a tandem axle, or a tri-axle, you can get our lift block kits online at simcoespring.com, and we have them in kit format. So you just pick however many axles you have, you pick your axle diameter, whether it's 2 3/8 or 3-inch, and you order your kit. Now we do have a couple other options in there for you too. You can get your standard 1/2-inch U-bolt rods, which are pretty normal. There are some companies that are coming out with a 9/16 U-bolt rod, and they're a little bit more robust. So measure the threads on your U-bolts before you order, just to make sure you're getting the right size, because the 1/2-inch U-bolt rod will be a little bit loose in the U-bolt plate, and the 9/16 might not fit in the 1/2-inch U-bolt plate, so you might have to drill them out. So the form and function of the U-bolt is the same. It's not necessary to have either 1/2-inch or 9/16. You can use either size. However, the 9/16 does have a little bit more holding capacity, and you can tighten them up tighter. So it's a little bit stronger, it's a little bit stronger connection. So if you did want to upgrade to a 9/16 U-bolt, you can just drill out the U-bolt plates. So during this whole process, people have been asking us for the heaviest possible connection that they can get for their trailers. So we now have upgraded to a heavy duty U-bolt plate. So it's thicker, thicker, and thicker, and it's more robust, and then that'll automatically come with a 9/16 U-bolts, and you can get them under our listings here, and it'll be under heavy duty lift block kits, and that'll automatically come with these heavy duty U-bolt plates. So that's another option for you as well. So your kit will come with your lift blocks, whether it's 2, 4, or 6, depending if you have a single, a tandem, or a tri-axle. It'll come with your U-bolts, it'll come with a little bag of nuts and washers, and if you want, you can get ones with heavy duty U-bolt plates as well. So now, just because we're talking about 1-inch blocks doesn't mean that you can't get it in a 1, 2, or 3-inch lift block. So the 1-inch and 2-inch are solid steel, and the 3-inch is fabricated to get the weight down. Now these will still handle up to 50 tons each, so that's 100,000 pounds each. So unless your trailer weighs over 400,000 pounds, they should be good for all applications. So these are our 1-inch blanks, and we get them bandsawed off at a local fab shop. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be turning this into a lift block. So these will get cleaned, machined, and we'll put a little center pin in them like that there. And we'll show you the entire process that we do it in our shop. So come follow along and we'll show you how it's made. So one of the cool things that we have going on when we're manufacturing our 1-inch lift blocks is the cleaning process. The cleaning process is super simple now. Bought me a surface prep parts polisher and deburring tool. We just throw them in there, turn it on. Where'd they go?
Oh yeah, they're super good. Okay.
I thought I had more of those. He's been sitting in here for like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's another project we were working on. I thought I was missing a few, but apparently really hard to find in this kit, or in this parts cleaner.
5 minutes later.
I found it. Yay.
I was trying to think you were, but I just happened to see the sheet.
So I give these a quick rinse and wash. This is water mixed with a detergent that has an anti-rusting agent built right into it. So I get all the soot off of it. Because these stones, when they break down, they actually have a lot of like grit that comes off of them and gets stuck onto the parts. So what we do is we take and give them a wash up, and now they're ready for the CNC machine. So basically, it's pretty simple to make these things now. It's pretty much a one-button process. We spent a lot of time, effort, and energy over the last year refining this. And now, we can actually just throw the lift blocks in here and just hit go. So when I bought the CNC machine here, I was full intention on trying to have 4 lift blocks in here. And technically I can, because my working area is about this big. But the issue that we have is whenever we tap off the blocks to get the center marks in them, the machine won't go over, and you have to hit both sides of the block. So because my machine limit, if it was over here, would be about here, I wouldn't be able to tap on this side, and get the center of the block. So we ended up having to opt for 3 vices in here instead of 4, because I only have 18 inches working space. But this worked out really well, and now we can basically just run it, and it's going to come in and it's going to drill, and tap. And that's pretty much it. Just hit go. There you go. We're going through a tool change here. Now this is a 5/16 extra long drill bit. You can see how long it is. It's about 2 inches longer than a standard drill bit, or like a jobber drill bit. And one of the reasons why we use such a long drill is because we can use 1-inch blocks, 2-inch blocks, and the 3-inch blocks. Now we use the same little nub in the bottom of them, so this is actually going to be used as a pilot hole. So when we go to tap later on, it's already preset to the right dimension. That's important because it cuts down on the amount of tool changes that we need to do and the amount of tooling that we need to do. This 5/16 drill bit actually makes a perfect pilot hole for the 5/8 drill bit that will be coming after it. So it's kind of interesting that we can use the same drill bit for kind of a dual purpose. Now this was intentional when we were planning this whole system and cycle and doing all the programming, because if you can cut down on the amount of tool changes that you have and you cut down on the amount of tools that you have, it keeps your costs down and it keeps your cycles going faster. So right now this is about a 4-minute cycle to do all 3 blocks. So you're looking at 1:30 per block. That's phenomenally fast because it used to take us a half an hour each to make these. So now that the 5/16 drill is done, we're going to switch out to a 5/8 drill bit. Now if you can see, there's a gold one sitting there in the tool changer right now. We can't actually use that on solid steel blocks. We can only use them on like 1/4-inch thick steel because it doesn't actually have through spindle coolant. It can only use the flood coolant, which you can see the little jets of coolant coming out. So anything that's deeper than 1/4 inch, that drill bit overheats. So we have to use a standard drill bit like this and use the flood coolant. You can see the flood coolant squirting all over it. Now those nozzles, we try to aim them the best we can to flood it over top of the drill bit to keep it as cool as possible, but it's not always possible when you're using multiple different tools and stuff like that. That's why they're shooting all over the place. But you can see how we're using a pecking cycle. So what we do is we drill in probably about around 1/8 of an inch. It retracts back up again, then it goes down, drills another 1/8 of an inch, comes back up. Now that pecking cycle is important because you can see how long those curls come up out of there. So that one's like 4 inches long, but then the next one you can see, look at it. Anything longer than that, it would start whipping into the back of the CNC machine, and it starts breaking down that mesh corrugated fabric that's on the back of the CNC machine. So there's so many things that you have to think about when you're actually programming stuff, and you have to think about the durability of your tooling and whether or not you're going to actually be doing damage to your CNC machine. So it's such an interesting learning cycle, or it's such an interesting thing to learn about when you're writing a program for a product like this, because you have to think about every single possible thing. So now we're going to go up for a final tool change, and we're going to pick up that tap. Now this is also a 6-inch tap, and we specifically got it 6 inches so we can reach down into our 3-inch lift blocks. And you can see how it's got a heck of a wobble to it, but for some reason it cleans up and it goes and taps really nicely through the hole. And it's because the top of the hole is tapered down because of the shape of the drill bit, the 5/8 drill bit that we just used, and the tip of the tap is also tapered. So it's kind of interesting how it can wobble so much and still do a perfectly clean hole. That always fascinates me, and it has just enough slop where it can self-align into the hole. It kind of freaked me out the first time, but it does a phenomenal job, and we've had nothing but success with it so far. And there you go. Brings it to the front, and we're done. So there you go, 4 minutes and 21 seconds later, we got our little block made. So it's drilled, and tapped. Ready for a little nub. So now we just gotta clean them, degrease them. And nice thing is we can just install the nubs now too. We got this handy dandy little thing we made. Drop them in there, give them a tighten. There you go. Now they're ready for painting, and we'll bring them over to the shop and we'll get them all painted up. Looking pretty good. It's nice with the CNC machine, they can accurately drill each hole to the correct depth, so it always fits together. So yeah, painting. So we got the parts in the shop here, we got our blocks ready. We're ready to paint them. We're currently using a Rust-Oleum industrial grade spray paint. Would I like to powder coat them? Absolutely. If you guys have any suggestions on how I could purchase a powder coating oven, put it in the description down below. Put it in the comments down below, and I would love to hear any suggestions, because I've seen prices anywhere from $500 to $40,000, $50,000. So, and up from there. So anyhow, we're just gonna give them some rattle black and go from there. Let that cure for 24 hours, and after 24 hours we'll bag them up and we'll put them in a kit. Okay, so it's the next day. My blocks are cured and bagged, and then we assemble it into a kit. So essentially what we do, get our box, here's all our packaging material, and we're going to put it together. It's a 1-inch lift blocks kit, so it gets a 1 on it. This is a tandem axle 1-inch lift block kit for a 3-inch axle with 1/2-inch U-bolts. Goes on there. But the most important part is my sticker. Made in Canada. There we go. So that's it, ready to go. We're gonna throw it into inventory and it'll be ready for the next customer that orders one. So there's all our kits. So these are for 1-inch lift blocks, 2-inch and 3-inch lift block kits. And if you look here, these are for 3-inch axles with 1/2-inch diameter. These are 3-inch axles for 9/16 diameter. And if you come over here, we have our heavy duty 3-inch lift block kit, and that comes with those heavy duty U-bolt plates. So we got lots in stock and ready to ship all across the world. So it's kind of nice to be able to manufacture everything right on our home base here. So we have everything right from the cleaning of the parts, manufacturing of the parts, painting, and everything assembly. So basically everything's here made in Canada, and even the steel is manufactured in Canada and it's cut in Canada. So it's basically as Canadian made as you could possibly get, and I'm just one of the few Canadian manufacturers that's trying to keep jobs here in Canada and keep manufacturing jobs alive. So that's pretty much it. You can get your kit online at simcoespring.com. Go check it out. And we have other trailer parts that we're launching into. We get hubs and drums and brakes and all sorts of other stuff. So check it out at simcoespring.com, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good day.